Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Journeys Through the Divine. This is not a tarot reading, this is lesson 2 or segment 2 in the lesson on tarot. And this week I'm covering the Major Arcana. So today is Tuesday, today we're going to do the first half, and then tomorrow on Wednesday we're going to do the second half of the Major Arcana. So, Major Arcana, that is the major energy force that is behind the reading, okay? Now, when you have a spread out, you will see that it's broken down into the Major Arcana, the pip cards, and the court cards. Well, it's kind of like how it is in astrology, how there is the planets, the zodiac, and the houses. So it's 3 different things, okay? Now, the Major Arcana, that is the energy that's lent to the situation, the major force behind the situation. Pip cards are the actions that are taken with the energy. And then the court cards are usually the people that are doing the action, or they can also be other energies that are lending to the action in the situation. So it all depends. But anyways, so the Major Arcana, all that you need to know for now, is the Major Arcana is like the major force behind the actions or the situation that's being taken. All right? Okay. So, with that being said, there are 22 Major Arcanas. So in this lesson, we're only going to be talking about 11 of them. All right? And they all go in numbers. They all go in or whatever. Okay. So the first one we have here is the Fool. That'll be the very first one in the Major Arcana deck. The Fool is all about taking a leap of faith, taking a risk, jumping into something without having all the details or all the facts, going on your intuition, leading with your intuition and your heart. If you can see at the bottom of this, he's standing over water. The cliff is over water, and he's about to take that leap into the water. He's about to follow his intuition. Okay? There might be somebody telling you not to do this. This is stupid, trying to hold you back. But the Fool is all about taking that fool's journey, taking that leap of faith, trusting in the universe that everything is going to be fine. Where there is no risk, there is no gain. So that basically when this card comes up in a reading, that's how you read it. Like, if there is no risk, there is no gain. Now, it all depends on what it's surrounded by. If it's surrounded by negative cards, then it would be a risk that's not worth taking. It's surrounded by positive cards, then it would be a risk that is worth taking. So it all depends on where it comes out in your spread and what other, key factors are involved in it. But mainly, this is taking a risk. Okay, so then we move on to card number 1, because that was card 0. Card number 1 is manifesting. So if you think of it this way, this is wanting to take a risk on something. This is actually manifesting. Manifesting something into your life. Something is coming in. Your thoughts are being manifested. And if you look at this card, he has all the elements. He has the swords, which is your thought or your idea. He has the cup, which is your intuition and your emotion. He has the pentacle, which is something tangible in your environment, and he has the wand, which is like a passion or a new drive towards something. Okay, so he's got all 4 elements right here, and he's working with all 4 elements to make this new idea, new passion, new thing come forth into the tangible world. You see that he has this infinity sign above him because we are always constantly trying to manifest things into our life. So this is all about, when this comes out in a reading, depending on what's surrounding it, whether it's negative or positive, it just means something is about to manifest, or you are manifesting something into this situation, or somebody else is manifesting something into the situation. Something is about to come into the situation. Okay? All right, so we're going to move on to card number 2, which is the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is all about secrets, knowing the script, knowing the knowing where your life is heading. This person, or this energy right here, is all about like the divine, knowing what's best for you, like your spirit guide. I equate this to like a spirit guide, or your personal guardian angel that is trying to tell you something. There is something that needs to be revealed here. As you can see, she's got the moon on top of her crown. She knows all, but she's only going to give you little bits and pieces of information. She's not going to give you the whole story, because if she gives you the whole story, she's afraid you're not going to take that leap of faith. So, when the High Priestess comes into play, I always equate it to some type of knowledge that needs to come out or needs to be revealed, or some type of knowledge or something that is being hidden from you that you will learn at a later date when it's more appropriate or more tangible for your situation. This also represents going inside yourself and finding the answers to your problems, kind of much like the Hermit card. It's about going inside and knowing your inner truth. So, you know, another good key thing to pull out of this card is knowing your inner truth. It's all about your inner truth. Okay, the inner truth within inside yourself. And depending on, like, again, where it comes up in the spread, if it's good or negative, that's how you read that card. All right. So card number 3. So if you look at it this way, okay, so you have the Fool. You want to take a risk on something. Here you are manifesting it into your reality. This is saying you don't know everything about it, so you got to take a second out to pause and like really think about how to go about doing this. That also represents 2 in the court cards. So, or not the court cards, the pip cards. I'll get into that when we get to the pip cards. But this is all about like taking the time out, finding the right situation, the answers within you. Then we move on to the Empress. This is all about nurturing that thought or that idea. This is about, you know, sometimes this can signal pregnancy in the spread. Because see, about, you know, her belly's full right there. It's also using your intuition and your divine wisdom to care and nurture for a situation to help your idea or passion grow. If you look, she's very nature oriented, and it's like when you're helping the plant grow, you have to really nurture it and care for it. So if this is like, take this as a situation that you're going through, right? You got the idea, you're ready to take the leap. You're manifesting it into the world. You need to take a pause, a break, and make sure you're manifesting it right, and make sure you're making the right decisions using your intuition to find the answers. and then you're nurturing it, you're growing it, okay? Now, when you nurture something and it starts to grow, all right, there needs to be some type of control there, all right? So we've got the Emperor coming in, okay? This card is all about control. It's about somebody who has the passion, the drive to make his kingdom succeed. But in order to do that, he's got to be able to control certain aspects. So that's the energy that you can pull out of the Emperor card. And depending on where it is in the spread, whether it's good or negative, it can be associated with each. All right. So once you've gained control of your kingdom or gained control of the situation, all right, there's always some higher knowledge to learn. There's always more knowledge on the situation that can be gained here. Also, like if you're looking in like a situational thing where you need to draw up a contract, hold on. Sorry, my dog was going ballistic. Okay. So once you get to this level of control with the Emperor, all right, and you think you've got control over the situation, the 5 comes in and it's saying, no, there's some more knowledge here that needs to be gained. And this can also mean contracts too. Maybe you have to redraw up contracts or you have to make contracts. Now you've got control of what you want to do. Now it's time to take a legal approach to it. It's drawing up contracts. It's gaining more knowledge, more information, seeking those out in the trade that know more than you do. That's the energy that the Hierophant lens here. It's like the elder or the guru that that gives you more knowledge in the subject or the situation that you're in. It could be like having to go seek counsel, having to go seek advice. But yeah, it's all of that. It's advice, counsel, spiritual. It depends on what the situation is, and it also depends on where it falls in the reading and what falls around it, whether it's good or negative. All right. So once you've got the knowledge and you've got everything set, you need to put your heart and your soul into it, okay? So that brings us to the Lovers. That brings us to the Lovers, okay? So the Lovers is a very Gemini energy. So it's basically taking the knowledge that you've learned and being more creative with it, putting more of your heart and soul in it, okay? This is also a soulmate card. So this could talk of if this situation were a business thing, it could be like this is your soul partner, like this is your soulmate for that job, like you guys were supposed to do this together, is the energy that I would take off of that. But it also is just a soulmate coming in for you. It depends on where it's at in the spread and what questions are being asked. But this is basically like a soul tie or the other half of you, having more creative ideas, adding more creative ideas to a situation, and being content and happy within the situation. All right. So if you look at it, it's all about love. It's all about love. It's about your heart, your soul, the thing that really like drives you, the thing that takes your breath away, basically. Takes your breath away. That's why it's an air sign. All right. So then we move on to the Chariot. So you've got this situation going, and it's going pretty good, and it's got your heart, it's got your soul. Then what comes after it? The Chariot. Moving on from it. Moving on because you have already completed it, and you want to spread it out with the world or whatever, but moving away from it. The Chariot is always about movement. It could mean, like, I've had these two come out like this in the spread, where this has been first and then this has been second, and then like the devil would be like right next to it. I have had a spread like that, and it just told me that somebody was moving away from a toxic relationship and moving into a more soul-like relationship. So it all depends on where the cards are in the spread. But this is all about movement, forward movement, forward movement. It's very Cancerian. Then you have strength. You have strength right after Chariot. And that is about your inner strength. You know, you having it's not just about your physical strength. I mean, it can be about your physical strength if you're doing a health reading. But it's not just about the physical strength. It's about the inner strength as well. And it's about your ability to nurture a situation in a strong way, because this is about you nurturing your strength and you having the strength to nurture others. So it all depends on where it comes out in the spread. Okay. The Hermit. Then we move on to the Hermit. Okay. Now, the Hermit is all about somebody who has been wounded and needs to go lick their wounds, or needs to go inside themselves, you know, shut the world out for a little bit so that they can reevaluate and reanalyze what's going on with inside them. And this card is associated with Virgo. And if you think about the Virgo energy, that's very much what this card is. It's all about inner strength. Okay, it's about you going, that it comes right after the Strength card. You know, with it being lined up like that, but it's just saying finding your inner strength. So this is where you go in and you reevaluate. You've got the strength now, you're going in, you're reevaluating, you're seeing what's wrong with yourself. It's more of like analyzing yourself and also analyzing other situations and whether you want to be in those situations or not. So this is all about you finding your self-love, your self-worth, or, you know, figuring out a problem. Going within to figure out a problem. Okay? After that, we have the Wheel. And the Wheel is about cycles, because we all go through cycles in life. We go through good cycles, we go through bad cycles. Sometimes we repeat cycles. So depending on where this shows up in the reading, whether it's good or negative, and you know what position it's in your spread, this is about a change of a cycle, or it could be about a repeat of a cycle. It depends on, like I said, it depends on what cards around it. It's, you know, when it's in a positive way, it means that your luck is changing for the better, like you're moving out of an old cycle and going into a new cycle. If it's in a negative way, it just means that you're repeating some old patterns that you need to get away from, because that's just going to keep you in the same cycle over and over and over and over again. And those are just the basic description meanings for these cards. There is like so many meanings for these cards, but this is tarot, like Tarot 101. So it's just the basics here. As a reader, and as much as you practice these cards, the more you practice these cards, the more you read these cards will speak to you in different ways that they don't speak to other readers. That's why there's so many tarot decks out there, and that's why there's so many interpretations of the Hermit. There's so many interpretations of the Magician. There's a lot of interpretations of the High Priestess, because everybody looks at these cards and the core meaning of the card, and they look at it in a different way, in a different perspective. So those are the first 11. And I just wanted to point out, because this is kind of goes back with the with the last video that I put out, hold on a second, I should have had this set up. It goes back with the video that I did before this one, like what signs go with what. I just want to reiterate some of these so you can get it in your mind. And Aries. Okay, so the Emperor is Aries energy. That's a good way to remember this card. It has Aries energy, leadership energy, wanting to have everything right in the kingdom. Sorry, I thought there was going to be one. Okay. The Magician, as a reader, I equate the Magician to Aries energy because when things manifest, they usually happen fast, and Aries is like one of those that does everything like just on a whim, like very quickly. So I relate the Magician to Aries as well. So, you know, sometimes you will find, as you're reading, that other Arcana cards, relate to other zodiac signs. Like Virgo right here. Virgo is the Hermit. It's known by the Hermit. You know, analytical, analyzing within, having to go away for a minute when there's a problem and like really think about it and really analyze it, and really feel what to do about it. That's the Hermit, right? But Virgos are very nurturing by nature. So me as a reader, I always equate the Empress with Virgo as well, because that looks very Virgo. But like I said, it all depends on you as a reader, okay? So just know the Hermit is Virgo, the Emperor is Aries, okay? These are like the majors. And then we've got Leo. Leo is strength. Okay? The Chariot is Cancer. Okay? Lovers is Gemini. And the Hierophant is Taurus. All right, so this will conclude this episode. It's a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. Maybe I should have broken down the zodiac signs like that. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to write it in the comments below, and I will answer as soon as I can. Also, if you have a question that you want me to discuss on Tarot Talk Thursday for the discussion for these two videos, please shoot me an email with your question and I will answer it in a video. Also, exercise. I forgot to give you guys the exercise for the last video, but the exercise for this video is I want you to take... hold on. Okay. So, I want you to pick out of, let's see, out of these cards, out of the zodiac ones, I want you to pick 3 of them. Pick 3 of them that you like the most, because there's 6 of them here. Pick 3 of them and study them one night. And then pick 3 of them and study them the next night. What you do is you sit in meditation. So like say I'm going to do these 3. Say I'm going to do these 3 tonight. I'm going to sit in meditation for like a half hour. And I'm going to really look at these cards. That's why you have to have your tarot deck there. Okay? So you're going to sit in meditation and you're going to look at these cards. And you're going to see what these cards, each 3 cards mean to you. Okay? Really focus in on them. Like take like 5 minutes for one, 5 minutes for the next one, 5 minutes for the next one. And really focus on them and see what you feel from the card, what you see in the card, your interpretation of what's in the card. Okay? And then I want you to put them under your pillow. Put them, I know it sounds really weird, put them under your pillow. All right? You might dream about them that night, or you might not. Okay? And then the next night, do the same thing with these 3 cards. Okay? I want you to do it 2 nights in a row with these cards. All right? Then, after you get those 3 cards down, the next night, pick these 3. Pick these 3. All right? Pick the next 3. And meditate, like I said, 15 minutes, 5 minutes on each card. Look at it, see what you feel from it, see what you can bring out of it. Oh my God, that was a powerful gust. I want you to do it. All right, and meditate on it. All right, put them under your pillow. Again, these 3 cards. All right, don't worry about these. These are major arcanas, but they're not associated with any zodiac right now. So I want you to do the ones that are associated with the zodiacs. All right. This is how I learned. I'm not sure if it's going to be a good thing for you guys, but this is how I learned. And then tell me in the comment. Tell me in the comment if you in the comments in this video. Tell me what you feel about each one of these cards. So, yeah, that's your homework. And I hope that it helps you. Bye. See you next time.